Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to first start out by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, your great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect men pushing out this word in sincerity and in heart and in truth. This is the brother Yakanan from the DC Church. And the topic I wanted to get into today, and hopefully this video is entitled, Be not ignorant of Satan's devices, or something to that effect, you know. And the reason why I say that is because we're living in America for as many years as I lived, you know, you tend to realize that there's a lot of different things that you can do. You know, there's a lot of there's a lot of distractions out there that could pull you away from the love of the Lord. You know, that could pull you away from doing what you're supposed to do. You know, and not even and not even just the world in the aspect of the things to do in this world, but the people in this world, right? And also, and also, and also, and also, there, there's other aspects to it, meaning what's going to come down the pike, meaning the persecution of the Israelite man, you know, those who say that they believe the Yahweh Shem Yahushua when they're tested against that mark of the beast, how we're being tested right now against the COVID vaccine, you know, to see if we stand firm against it, you know, even as we know that taking that is against, you know, it's against the scriptures, you know, and it's against everything that we stand for, and we said even before this thing came out, you know. And I just wanted to get some scriptures to back it up, you know, and expound more about what I mean. When I said all of that. Now, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. You know, it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. And what are we being right now? And that goes to show that you have to be in a state of mourning right now. You have to be in a state to where you feel as if this is not your kingdom. This is not your world, right? Because it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. If you're a foolish man, what we're going through right now isn't oppression to you, you know? If you're a wicked man, what we're going through right now, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans going on right now in America, you know, you feel as if everything that we're going through right now is an oppression, you know, and we're not being oppressed as a people, you know. But the wise men, the ones that know of Esau's devices, the things that Esau does, you know, via his laws, his mandates, so on and so forth. We know that's oppression, and we know the different angles that Satan is going to come and get us, you know. And this is likened unto oppression. This is oppression. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and it get destroyed the heart. Because living in America, it comes with a whole bunch of teats and trinkets. You know, things that Esau allows you to attain to make it seem like you're prospering, but in all reality, you're not prospering as a people. Of course, there's outliers, there's anecdotes to show that there's certain people that, you know, somewhat prosper in America, you know, some of our people. But when you take a whole general consensus, you find out that, hey, these people aren't so well off as we're making it out to be, you know. And that's something that I wanted to expound on, because a lot of people feel as if the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are doing, since they're doing financially better, as they were how many years ago, that they're somehow in a better place. But in all reality, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are in a worse financial state than they ever been. How many businesses do you know? The majority of black the majority of the businesses aren't even owned by our people, you know, as they were beforehand. You know, most of our people work for another. The black dollar is only in circulation for about what, 5 minutes, or even less, you know. As soon as our money gets into our pocket, it leaves out of our pocket. So to give the impression that we're progressing as a people is just a flat out lie, you know. And this is part of that oppression that should make you mad. And even what should make you madder is that most of our people don't know who they are. That's the biggest oppression that they could have put on us as a people, is that we forgot our heritage, you know. But now we're breaking back up to it. Now this is Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 23. It says, "A wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment." It says a wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment. And that's the conduct of a wicked man. Being able to receive that gift to pervert judgment. And this is one of those duality scriptures, because it's likened unto Esau, but also likened unto 2/3 of our people. They take our people have taken that gift, and Esau is the one who provides that gift to pervert that judgment. You know, provides that gift to pervert that judgment. There is no righteous judgment in America. That's not being handed out by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua himself. You know, and the true judgment for this place is going to come very, very soon. We're at the latter end of the last days, and that's going to come soon. You know, so don't what's it called? So don't get fooled by the things that Esau says that they provide to our people, because it's just a flat out lie. You know, I'm gonna get First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall cometh as a thief in the night. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman and child, and they shall not escape. But brethren, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. But you are the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Meaning that we are the children of the light. We see a lot the things that are happening right now, the things that have been prophesied. Our people, the ones that say, the ones that believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in truth and sincerity. These men actually see what happened before, what's happening now, and what's going to happen in the future, and can relate all those things to the scriptures. It says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I run unto you, because we already know. The ones that know. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall cometh as a thief in the night. We don't know the exact hour or the time. Even Yahweh Shai doesn't know, but we know it's coming soon. Why? Because we have signs and we have times. We have the signs that were given to us in Matthew, the 24th chapter, and multiple other scriptures. Second Ezra. There's so many scriptures that give Isaiah as well. There's so many scriptures that give us a clear indication of what's going to happen in the latter days, and the actual things that are going to happen when that day comes. And Matthew, the 24th chapter tells us the signs of those times. What's going to be happening in the days that the Lord is going to make his return. And these are the things that we have to pay attention to, because and pay attention to and relate to the scriptures. We have to relate everything back to the scriptures, because remember, this is a living book. This book is alive. The things that are written in this book play out in real life, and we have to remember that every day. So what are the prophets likened unto? Watchmen. The prophets are likened unto watchmen. So what is a watchman supposed to do? Watchmen is supposed to watch. We're the spiritual forecasters of the Lord. So we have to be in tune in all aspects of what's going on in the world, geopolitically, locally, geopolitically, locally, globally, and spiritually. We have to be aware of everything. We have to be aware of Esau's new crafts, Esau's new inventions. We have to be aware of his new mandates, his new laws, everything. We have to be carnally, spiritually, and mentally aware of everything that Esau is doing, and everything Yahweh, and more importantly, everything Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is allowing to happen. You know, because it's about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai first. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, the son of destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." You know, and that judgment is going to come as a thief in the night to those who are not watching, who are not listening to the watchmen, those who feel as if they can live their they can live their lives without being so-called bothered, you know, by the things that are happening around them. You know, a lot of people in America live a certain lifestyle to where they feel nothing that the the ruling class does affects them, as long as they can go to work, come home, buy food, buy water, buy clothes, enjoy themselves on the weekend. Most people are not going to question most things that are said and done, you know. But as soon as things start affecting these people, affecting these people's lifestyle, you know, and the first way to affect a man's lifestyle in America is affect his wallets, you know. Whether you're doing it by taxes, whether it's done by inflation, it has to be a way to where you're affecting a man's means of spending money for them to pay for them to start paying attention to what's happening, you know, politically, and what's happened politically, you know. When a man's pockets begin to get touched, this is when people start to get interested in what's happening politically. And this is why what's it called? This is why politics have become somewhat of a trend, you know, especially when it comes to the presidential election. But a lot of these people don't know that whether they vote or not does not matter. It does not matter, you know, because they feel as if they don't have to go any deeper than that. And you know what's funny? A lot of people are starting to take notice to that hey, you know, whether we have voted for Trump or voted for Biden, the whole system is fucked up. You know, we're fucked regardless. You know, it does not matter. This country is starting to see is starting to be revealed for what it really is. And whenever America was on its last leg and on its last foot, what has always happened to make America prosper? War. That world war is going to come very, very soon. This is when America is actually is at its most prosperous after winning wars, you know, because when it comes to wars, there's spoils, and when there's spoils, there's prosperity, you know, and the American government knows that, and they know that they can't sustain what's been happening for the past 2 decades, you know, for the past 2 decades anymore, when it comes to that debt, when it comes to the $1 trillion of debt, you know, when it comes to, you know, them being a shortage of workers and inflation. This can't be sustained by regular means. So what has to come next? You know, extreme measures. It says, "But ye, brethren, are not of darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not at the night of the darkness." That day is not going to overtake us as a thief. Why? Because we're watching. We're keeping notice to a lot of things that are happening. We're keeping tabs on Esau. Esau is not the man he used to be. You know, and Esau and the water Abba Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for making, you know, the internet, which allowed Esau to expose himself. You know, because before they were able to control the narrative of a lot of things that got pushed out there, you know, but now a lot of things are open format, open source. So a lot of things Esau can't keep track of everything. They can't control a lot of the information that gets spread. And information, knowledge and information is power. You know, when you know more about your enemy, you know what to do when it comes to your enemy. You know what they're thinking, and they also know what you're thinking, you know. But this is a more to an advantage to us than it is this is a more an advantage to us than it is to an advantage of them. You know, this is the most disadvantaged Esau has ever been in history, you know. because now Esau has been made bare. You know, now that I said that, let me grab Jeremiah, the 49th chapter. This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. You know, Esau's been made bare. You know, he cannot hide. He's been found out by the children of the day. You know, and who are the children of the day? The children of the day are the elect, and the elect in the 1/3. The men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof in this wicked ass kingdom. You know, Esau's been made bare by them, and most importantly by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yahweh Shem Yahushai allowed it to where Esau was able to expose his identity to the Israelites, to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He has been exposed, and not as a white man, you know, not as a Caucasian, not as a European. No, he hasn't been exposed as any of that. He has been exposed as Esau, Edom, the man that is spoken of in the scriptures. Why? Because of his characteristics, the things that it said Esau was doing back back in biblical times, that translates to right now, and the prophecies that Esau is going to fulfill. You know, now that we know Esau is Edom, and we know that this is our enemy, what do we do? You know, is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan shall get advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Furthermore, when I came, I'm going to just read that. It says, lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his devices. Now that he's bare, now that he's made bare and he's exposed as Esau, Edom, and we know that their power comes from the spiritual demon Satan. You know, we're not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his craft, the things that he's going to set out to do. You know, and what are we set out to do? Now let me grab this. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that ye be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And what are the wiles of the devil? I said we're not ignorant of the devices, so the wiles of the devil are his devices. You know, these are the things that we can stand against. If we put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And what does that encompass? That encompasses faith. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. And don't get me wrong, you know, there is going to be judgment that happens physically to Esau, but it starts off spiritually, you know, and manifests carnally, right? This judgment that's being put on Esau it's a spiritual judgment right now. Right now, we're in the process of making Esau bare to all the nations, you know, and that comes with the preaching of this word, you know, and that's not a wrestle of flesh and blood, but what is it a wrestle of? It says, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is against spiritual wickedness in high places, you know, and with spiritual wickedness, to combat spiritual wickedness, we can't use we can't use carnal righteousness. We have to combat it with spiritual righteousness first. And then afterwards, the carnal righteousness will be established on earth as it is in heaven, you know? Now, I'm going to grab one more scripture and I'm going to close out. You know, this is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion that walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And he could devour you in so many different ways if you're not watching, you know, as spoken of before. If you're not watching, if you're not the children of the day, if you're not doing things to keep yourself in tune spiritually with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know. And all the things that I listed it beforehand are things that you could do to stay spiritually in tune with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that comes with watching, praying, fasting, and having faith and putting on that armor, being part of the body of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, and with that, I want to say, call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. You know, I'm praying for myself as much as I'm praying for all the brothers that stay in this faith and call upon those names, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, double honors to my apostles and elders that rule well in Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect men pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Till next time, I want to say shalom.